Good evening. Welcome to the March 9th Code and Regulations Committee meeting. We actually have a fairly light agenda this evening, but before we proceed into the agenda, I'm going to ask, since we don't have Chaplain Miller here for our invocation, if Alderwoman Turina would deliver that, followed by the pledge. There we go.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this council meeting tonight. We invite you into this space, Lord, and we just ask that you give us wisdom to make the best decisions that we can for the people of Rockford. We ask that you protect our first responders, and again, just give us wisdom and insight for us to make the best decisions for our city. In your name we pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And we also, before we proceed into the agenda, I'm going to have Mayor McNamara come up to present a proclamation and a special recognition.
Thank you, Chairman. This evening we have one proclamation and one very special recognition. This evening, to begin with, we have a proclamation for the Irish Marching Society Week, and we have the Irish Marching Society with us, or members of the Irish Marching Society. I'm not going to bite any of you. I'm Irish. You're all right. Good to see you. Give that to you, Tyler. Thank you. Whereas the Irish Marching Society Rockford is strictly a not-for-profit organization chartered in 1976 and was established to preserve and promote Irish heritage within our community. And whereas the Irish Marching Society continues to preserve, promote, and educate Irish and Celtic culture in the greater Rockford community. And whereas the Irish Marching Society's 50th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade will be held on East State Street on Saturday, March 14th, 2026 at 3 p.m., starting at 7th Street and 4th Avenue and ending on Water Street. Patty Fest will be held at Prairie Street Brewing Company from 4 p.m. This says to 9 p.m. I'm guessing it goes a little bit longer, with live Irish music and food. Now, therefore, I, Thomas P. McNamara, as the mayor of the city of Rockford, do hereby proclaim the week of March 9th, 2026 to be Irish Marching Society Week. I just want to say sincerely thank you for the work that you do every year. I mean, not just the parade, not just Patty Fest, but all the work you do throughout the community, throughout the year. 50 years is really remarkable. Just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And Tyler, would you like to share a few words?
Yeah, thank you. Your administration's been incredibly great to work with and supportive. Thank you to the council as well. I think this is my 10th year coming here and getting the proclamation, but it's our 50th year. So it's a big celebration for us. And 50 years ago, your dad was amongst one of those few hundred members that marched down State Street in the rain and started this tradition. So it's really cool to come full circle and have you here. So we made it to 50. Looking forward to the next 50 years, and I hope to see everyone come down and celebrate St. Patrick's Day with us. So thank you.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
T-shirt. I'll take it. Thank you.
Looks like
We'll see
Thank
you
you so
there.
much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Next, we have a really special recognition. We are fortunate to be joined today by coaches and members of the Chicago Storm Special Hockey Team. If you would like to come forward, and if your folks want to take photos, you can come on in. We want you to be able to come in and take the best photo that you can. You can keep coming this way, yep. You can come right in here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Hi, thanks for being here. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. So we are so thrilled that you are here. I want to make sure that I tell our audience here as well as at home a little bit about this amazing team. So the Chicago Storm Special Hockey Team just got back, like literally just got back from a competition in Toronto, which, by the way, they went undefeated. They had 3 wins and 1 tie. If you can't see at home or in the audience, they're doing a little bit of a humble brag with their medallions that they have around their neck. I'm loving it. But this team is really remarkable. It provides children and adults with developmental disabilities the opportunity to play hockey. This serves about 100 players from ages 5 to 55. It also focuses on much more than just hockey. It focuses on sportsmanship, team spirit, confidence, and pride. All of this in a really supportive environment, and it's all led by volunteers. I just want to say sincerely thank you to the coaches and mentors, and thank you to the amazing athletes, and congratulations. You are making us proud every single day, and you're going international. That's amazing. But just want to say congratulations and thank you for all that you do, and wanted to see if any of the coaches would like to say anything. And while you say a few words, I want to make sure that we bestow a special gift to each one of the players and the coaches, and by way of the form of a challenge coin, where we provide individuals in our community who have went way above and beyond, and this team certainly has. So thank you.
My name is Mike Riley. I'm the head coach for the Rockford location. The difference that this makes in these kids' lives, and I say kids even though when you include all 5 rinks, some of them are as old as I am, it's just unbelievable the difference that it makes. Every time I'm out on the ice with them, I see something that every single one of them does better than they've ever done before. And I mean, it just, how could you not keep coming back after that? And the difference it makes in their socialization. At the closing ceremonies up in Toronto, I had one of the moms say that, I mean, their son is in his 2nd year, and he, for the first time in his life, actually has friends. I mean, how can you not love that? You guys, you do all the hard work. All I do is just steer the ship. Thank you, guys.
Well, the one thing we wanted to know is these are spread rinks, 5 rinks all over the Chicagoland area, so there's well over 100 players in this program. It's also been more than 25 years, so it's one of the oldest programs. And the neat thing about it is a lot of these kids have benefited from the city services that you guys have provided, whether it was learning to skate through the programs here through our city. And it's one of the very few cities that do have programs out there for special needs, so that's a highlight on Rockford in itself.
Just want to say again, congratulations. You guys are so inspiring, and keep out there working your skills, and it's just really remarkable. And coaches, just want to say, I say it quite a bit, but number one thing all of our kids need is people who care and love on them. And you obviously do that, and we're really grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you. Chairman, do you mind if I just have one more second?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So yesterday, thank you. Yesterday, late last night, was made aware of longtime family friend and longtime Rockford advocate, and Sunil Puri passed away. Sunil was one of a kind. He was a remarkable human who gave an immense amount of his time and his treasure to our community. He, as many will know, has done quite a bit of development in our city. You're hard-pressed to go to a portion of our community to not see where he's had an impact. If you put that aside, all the professional and business portion, you can look at organizations from the YMCA, the YWCA, Rockford Family Peace Center, Remedies Renewing Lives, the Peary Peace Plaza, Rockford University, and dozens of other organizations. You can look at the fact that he spent 15 years as a member of the Rockford Public Schools Financial Task Force, giving literally hundreds, if not thousands of hours of his own time to our school district. You can look at the fact that he paid for every single one of our high school students for years to get free ACT and SAT prep classes. He did a remarkable job serving our community. And I would ask if council would join me in a moment of silence as we remember the contributions that Mr. Puri provided our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Before we proceed into our agenda, we also have 5 public speakers. I will call your name. You can proceed to either microphone at the back of the room. You will have 3 minutes to address the council, and then you will be notified by alarm on my phone that your time is up. And our first speaker this evening is Erica Reed.
In 2014, President Carter declared that male violence against women and girls is the greatest humanitarian crisis of modern times and the most unaddressed. He wrote a book, A Call to Action, urged religious and government leaders to get involved, and met with press at home and abroad, and held meetings at the Carter Institute. For a brief overview, I recommend an interview with The Stream on YouTube. During his presidency, he established a commission on the civil rights of battered women. In 1982, during President Reagan's term, the commission issued a final report. In 1984, the Attorney General's office issued the federal response, and in 1985, the Senate conducted hearings entitled Domestic Violence and Public Health. These reports are of particular interest to me because they substantiate the need for mandatory domestic violence classes and continuing education for mental health licenses. It's been almost 50 years and these requirements haven't been implemented. As a result, their malpractice rates remain the same or have worsened. Based on recent testimony to the Arizona Congress, it's gotten worse. It's not an oversight. Last month, the mental health boards opposed minimal requirements, specifically 1 class and 2 continuing education hours. They had a year to prepare. They didn't use the year making improvements. Instead, they spent it crafting more arguments or excuses. To make matters worse, the coalition, which gets paid to lobby, did not lobby for the requirements or even write a letter of support. This isn't surprising. Lawmakers and citizens from New Hampshire recently testified in favor of an investigation into the coalition due to ongoing policy positions that harm victims. They claim that the coalition doesn't operate independently, and I agree. For example, I recently spoke with a policy director from Mississippi who told me that he went to the lobbyists for the social workers and adopted their position. Since 2023, the coalition and advocates have advised Illinois lawmakers not to address this matter. This happened again last week. An agency from Chicago advised Representative Hirschauer not to sponsor legislation. They are not entirely at fault because the lawmakers have had plenty of evidence to act upon. They've ignored it along with the welfare of citizens. It isn't just mental health. They've also ignored Senator Halpin's bill to train lawyers for the last 2 years and banned over-the-counter rape kits. They claimed that the ban was for victims. Meanwhile, the higher education administrators have laid low. I believe that if President Carter and Reagan were alive, they would condemn these failures as a dereliction of duty that must be corrected immediately. In the spirit of President Carter's call to action, I will email the council more information along with practical recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you. And our second speaker this evening is Norma Joseph. There we go. 1 second. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Norma Joseph, and I am here to present a proposal to you asking for your assistance. I am the president of IOUMA Sigma chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, and we have a national program in conjunction with U.S. Swimming called Swim 1922. This is our 4th annual clinic, and I am asking for your support in helping us to put on this clinic. Swim 1922 was incorporated to increase the swimming participation and decrease drowning rates within the African American community by engaging local communities with swimming programs. It was, again, founded with U.S. Swimming Foundation, and ours is an outside clinic that we do at the Harkins Aquatic Pool, where it used to be the Fairgrounds Pool. And based on the incidents that happened with the little boy that drowned there years ago, we decided to have our clinic there so that this will never happen again. So again, I'm asking for your financial assistance and supporting it. We want to make this an annual event. The children that come to this clinic every year love the clinic. They learn a lot from it. The parents are appreciative of it, according to the reports that we got from our exit interviews. This year, we're bringing in a special guest, an Olympian, 2004 silver medal Olympian that's going to come in and train the class. She tried to come last year, but the storm the night before, we didn't even know if we were going to have a clinic because the storm's so bad, but she's excited and coming back again this year. I have a letter with information on it about the clinic for everyone in here with my contact information. So again, please, thank you. We're asking for the community support on this program. Thank you.
Thank you. And our third speaker this evening is Prophet Youssef.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In the book of Proverbs, the 31st chapter, the 10th verse, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." What I want to speak about tonight, Women's History Month, remind us of women leaders overlooked. There's an African proverb that says women hold up half the sky, women constitute half the world's population, but still have not realized half of the world's potential, receive half of the world's resource, or exercise half of the world's power. But women have always been the invisible backbone, unseen, but strong of transforming social movements and of anchoring institutions in society. Our families, congregations, schools, and community. March is Women's History Month in our nation, and a chance to reflect on women's transformation impact on American history and turn it to inspiration and action for the future. The National Women's History Alliance, which champions women's history across the United States all year long, put it this way: history learns us who we are, but when we don't know our own history, our power diminish, our dreams diminish. Multicultural American women are overlooked in most mainstream approaches to the United States history. So the National Women's History Project champions their accomplishment and leads the drive to write women's back into history. The impact of women's history might seem abstract to some and less pressing than the immediate struggles of working women today, but to ignore the vital role that women's dreams and accomplishments play in our own lives would be a great mistake. We draw strength and inspiration from those who came before us and those remarkable women working among us to offer the women who helped build American contribution went unnoticed. But the achievement, leadership, courage, strength, and love of women that I have is as vital as that of the men whose names are known so well. As Dr. Gerda Lerner has noted, women's history is women's right, an essential and indispensable heritage from which we can draw pride, comfort, courage, and long-range vision. I urge all homes, schools, libraries, community organizations, churches, politicians to focus their observance on women who struggle for equality. Your mothers, your wife, your sisters, your aunt, your nieces. Thank God for women. I also been want to tell my nephew, Cedric, who retired from the Army and the Police Department, and my good friend, the United States Senator Tammy Duckworth, this for a long time. And I'm going to get it off my chest tonight. I don't like you, I love you, and you can't do nothing about it. And happy birthday, my good friends. And I wish you many more. And God bless you and your family. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my good friends. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Didn't want to cut you off in the middle of your song. Next up is Denzel Winter.
Hi, I'm Denzel Winter, and I'm here to say this is Women's Month, and you guys are our backbones, and I thank you for being that for us. If it wasn't for you guys, there would be no us. And I just want to say thank you, because, you know, my mother, when I was a young fella, well, a teenager, she would always say, son, I'm going to teach you how to take care of yourself, because you don't need a woman. You don't have to marry a woman just to take care of yourself. I'm going to show you. And not only did I have a strong mom, I had a strong grandma. And my sisters were all strong, you know. And the only thing I can say is, you know, you guys helped this country to be what it is today. I know that people don't always look to you guys, but they should, because y'all mean a whole lot to us, whether some of us men realize it or not. You are our backbone, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. And our final speaker this evening is John Tack Brantley.
Good evening, Mayor, all the persons, our citizens of Rockford, Illinois. First, I want to give honor to Reverend Jesse Jackson, because I'm still carrying on his legacy. Keep hope alive, and we are somebody. During the 60s, during the riot, the Black Sunday that happened in Alabama, Black Bloody Sunday that happened in Alabama, we did not allow that to happen in Chicago. We was the vanguards at the age of 12 years old when we marched in Garfield, and we marched in Garfield. Dr. King, Reverend Anthony, and Jesse Jackson was there. We was the vanguards, but we stood up against the Gestapo and the white supremacists. We went toe-to-toe that day. We fought for 7 hours straight, fighting them, and what hit. I went home, battered, beaten, but nevertheless, we were successful at defeating them. Now, I just want to bring up the fact that we're going to be in the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and I had 2 flags on my van parked across in the parking lot, and next to the Emerson building. Mind you, the Emerson building I consider white supremacist, because the police came there and they told me, they banned me from being in that building. But anyway, I parked in the parking lot across from them. Someone decided to break both of the flags off of my van and what have you. I don't know what they thought they would get out of that, but nevertheless, I'm still going to get some more flags and put back up there. But I want to get at what's happening with us. Barber School flourished from that lawsuit. And then I was at Eliminating Racism can talk about racism. The YMCA can talk about racism. The Rock Valley College can talk about racism. Rockford University can talk about racism. But when we talk about racism, why is this a problem when we talk about racism? And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why. The Willie Lynch letter said, the making of slavery, I have a foolproof method for controlling the black slave. I guarantee you, every one of you, that if installed correctly, it will control the slave for at least 300 years. It's been 400 years since then. My method is simply, any member of your family or your overseers can use it. I have outlined a number of different among the slaves, and I take these differences and I make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, envy for control purpose, their intellectual, sex, size, and plantation status on plantation, attitudes of owners. Whenever the slave lived in the valley, on the hill, east, west, north, or south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or is tall or short. Don't forget, you must pitch the old against the young against the black, the dark skin against the light skin, and I can go on, but I want to talk about right here. Why is it that we had 2 lawsuits, and I'm not going to be able to finish. I'm going to come back, because I want to talk about, we got an election coming up. We need everybody that's black to vote, because if you don't vote, our vote don't count, and that's why our politicians don't look out for us.
Thank you. Okay. Can we have a roll call, please? Here. Thank you. So the first item on our agenda under resolutions is the Memorial Day Parade. This event is scheduled for May 25th from 8 a.m. to noon. Organizers request city support for police, fire, and traffic control assistance. Organizers anticipate costs similar to the 2025 event, approximately $17,000. The parade will step off at 9 a.m. and the route will begin at 7th Street and 5th Avenue, ending at Memorial Hall on Wyman Street. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments on item 1? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 2 is coffee and cars. This event is scheduled for the following dates: April 5th, May 2nd, June 6th, July 4th, August 1st, September 5th, and October 3rd from 9 a.m. to noon. The event will take place on 7th Street between 3rd Avenue and 6th Avenue, and on 3rd Avenue and 4th Avenue between 6th Street and 7th Street. Is there a motion to approve? Are there any questions or comments on item 2? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 3 is No Kings 3.0. The event is scheduled for March 28th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Roads will close at 9 a.m. The event will take place at 116th North Water Street, which is City Market Pavilion. Is there a motion to approve? Are there any questions or comments on item 3? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And item 4 is the Churchill Grove Garage Sale. This event is scheduled for May 2nd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The sale will take place in the Churchill Grove neighborhood. Is there a motion to approve? Are there any questions or comments? Is that a request, Alderman Thunberg? Thank you for your support. All right. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Meeting is adjourned.
Welcome to the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting. Sir Clerk, please take roll. Here. All right, thank you. First item is an informational-only item. It is the quarterly investment report for the quarter ended December 31, 2025.
Yes.
Ms. Haggerty, I bet.
Yes, thank you, sir. So again, this is through the end of 2025, so obviously we've had some changes since then, but we'll highlight where the portfolio ended at the end of the year. Just sort of generally, the Fed's cut rates by 50 basis points, or 0.5% in the last quarter of the year. Unemployment trended higher, resulting in net new job creation near zero. But on the positive side, signs of growth in disposable personal income and resilient consumer spending. Our portfolio performance is outlined in the memo. Year end for our core account, total return of 6%. In our short-term account, which we are in the process of closing, is at 4.18%, and our motor fuel tax account at 4.62%. The portfolio is in compliance with our investment policy, and I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Thank you. Are there any questions? All right. Seeing none, thank you for summarizing that lengthy report. Alderman Toonberg.
There, and I thought Director Haggerty was
Yes, sir.
right at me. You know, I think to point out also that in the 12 months ended, there was $2 million in the core account, $2,843,419 in interest earned. Short-term account, $149,337. MFT account, $280,322. So we have over $3 million in interest earned. And so again, going back, that I've insinuated before, is thank you to all on council and administration at the time that got this going. I also want to give a thank you to PFM Management, Asset Management. They're very transparent on the portfolios. You know, to have, which are generally, because of this, strictly fixed income, to have the par value coupon yield to maturity at cost is very transparent. You don't see that in some other manners, or in some other institutions. So it does create transparency, which I think not only we, but the taxpayers like as well. So thank you.
And as well, PFM, they're also very, not just transparent, but very frugal on their fees, which is nice as a taxpayer to see that as well. It is, thank you. All right, so moving on, item 1 under quarterly reports or committee reports is approval of vouchers in the amount of $8,477,407.67. Is there a motion to approve vouchers?
Second.
Any questions or comments on vouchers? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item B is an approval of the 8th Amendment to the agreement with Associated Bank to extend the lease on a line of credit for an additional year. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, Alderman Beach, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, well, when is that due to be paid off?
So RAVE is making monthly payments towards principal. I would estimate, based on the balance we have today and the rate at which they're making payments, that we've got about 2 years left.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing no further questions, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 3 is an approval of the lien reduction request for 2213 Wentworth Avenue in the amount of $7,933.40. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any questions or comments for staff? Alderman Logeman.
Just a quick comment. I know Mr. Nehru's, he owns a business, Toad Hall, in my ward. I've talked with him a little bit on this. He sent an email to all the finance and personnel talking about a little bit of the miscommunication here that went on. A letter was mailed, as I understand it, to the address where the lien reduction request was happening. Mr. Naruse didn't receive it, and so just a little miscommunication here. I think it's an effort and good faith on Mr. Naruse's part to kind of have the amounts for the lien reduction request. So, yeah, given all that, I'll be supporting this. Thank you.
Yes, I also received the same email, and when it was broken down, all the work and efforts and what took place and what his future investments and I think what he had to do to clear up the first demo to make it right to build on it made sense versus not knowing last week. Yes, Alderman Grant.
Do we have a list of what thing, because wasn't something posted on the house? Wouldn't that have been part of that process?
Who can answer that? Mr. Cagnoni? Go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm sure Director Lies could also answer, but we did have our legal department review the statutory requirements related to the demolition notice, and we did comply, but I would concur that we have been working with the property owner as well through the zoning process and development process, and he's been amenable with all the requirements.
Any other questions? All right, seeing all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? No. Matter passes. Item 4 is an approval of a hiring request for the Water Division for 2 project managers and 1 water utility technician in an estimated annual amount of $394,100. The estimated total cost, which includes vehicles, is $513,100, and the funding source is the Water Fund operating budget. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any questions or comments for staff? Alderman Durkee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a question of the position comes with cars. We're buying 3 cars. It said an auto.
We'll get to it later in the agenda, but yes, I believe so.
Is that?
Yeah, there is a request a little bit later to purchase vehicles for the employees.
So each of the 3 employees is going to get a full-time vehicle.
They will not be taking it home. They'll be utilizing it just during working hours.
So there's nothing.
Or if they're on call.
There's nothing available in our stable of vehicles. We have to buy 3 more cars for these guys?
Go ahead.
That, from what I understand, there is not. However, I know that when that agenda item comes up, I know that Mitch Leatherby may be able to answer that. But from what I understand, there are no fleet available that we would be able to utilize.
All right, thanks.
Chairman, I'm sure I could provide additional clarification, or Director Haggerty
Sure, go
even
ahead.
better. But, City Council had approved a vehicle purchase plan a number of years ago, which we have been following, where we identified the life cycle of the various vehicles and equipment for our organization. So we are readily replacing those on a regular basis and taking the old vehicles to auction. With that, we have now a much more limited supply of vehicles. So we do have fleet vehicles, which any department could check out if they're not assigned their own vehicle. And these individuals will be out in the field significant portion of their day.
Alderman Toomberg.
Thank you, Chairman. Director, we had a conversation about this earlier in the week. Thank you for that time spent. Could you elaborate just a little bit more on each position, the 2 and the 1?
Yep, so the 2 project managers will be overseeing our lead service line replacement program. So they'll be directly involved with that. And the 1 position, the water utility technician, is locating our storm and water facilities within the right-of-way. So when a Julie locate comes in, they would be handling that.
Okay, and I think as a reminder, so we do have 1 essentially Julie locator. The other 2 are not really directly related with this 1 person.
No.
Now, sorry, there was a electric snafu there, or technical snafu there. So on the 2 positions that are needed, if you could again just briefly explain why they're needed, and it's not necessarily because of our municipality, it's due to federal regulations coming down the
Yep, so beginning in
and the cost of that.
Yep, so beginning in 2027, we will have approximately 10 years to replace all lead service lines within the city. We anticipate that there are approximately 30,000 lead service lines. So in 2027, we need to replace 3,000 lead service lines per year. With that additional workload, we've identified that we need the additional employees for, public engagement, regulatory, data tracking, just following up and sampling. They're managing our in-house replacement program from start to completion. So when somebody signs up, they're dealing with that paperwork, meeting with the customer, discussing how the lead service line will be installed, working with the contractor, scheduling that, and that's more of that in-house. For the in-house program, they follow that lead service line replacement from start to finish. With our grant and loan program, they would be managing the data that's coming in from our contractors and consultants, and managing that data, reporting that on a regulatory basis. Every year we have to submit a report to the IEPA.
What do we at the current time, how many lead service lines do we generally replace on average?
Oh, sorry. Last year was a banner year. We replaced approximately 850.
And we're going to have to crank that up to 3,000.
Yep.
To the tune over 10 years of $500 million.
Yes.
All right. Thanks.
Alderman Grant.
Have we worked with or figured out where the contractors for this additional time? I mean, I know we have current contractors doing the 850. We need more contractors to do it. Where are we going to find those?
So we have seen with our bidding process a few outside contractors that have bid on a few of these projects. I would anticipate that we'll see more and more contractors starting to bid on the work as we post more and more contracts.
And they have very specific requirements. We don't want somebody coming in, all of a sudden seeing extra money sitting around something that we know that we need. We have requirements and a process to make sure that they are an approved provider for all these things.
Yep, so there are requirements with each of the bidding processes. You also have, everything that's installed has to be done by a licensed plumber. There's specific contract requirements through purchasing as well as the building department.
Alderman Meeks.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak on your committee. I'm just wondering, we have the program with the sidewalks where we have worked with a contractor to bring a workforce development program to sidewalks. Is lead service lines a possibility for the creation of a workforce development program? I know that one of the contractors, and I'll leave the name out for now, but one of the contractors I did have an opportunity to speak to see if there was any appetite or any interest in kind of being similar to a tank in running a workforce development program that would allow younger individuals to take advantage of pre-apprenticeship plumbing or plumbing pre-apprenticeship, and then possibly utilizing those services to help us replace lead service lines. Is there a possibility within kind of the framework in what we're doing here with adding project managers? Is there a possibility to implement something like that?
We'd have to take a look at, have a couple conversations, see if there are contractors that are willing to explore that opportunity. With lead service line replacements, I mean, we are entering people's homes, so it's one of those things. I think we could definitely explore that, that opportunity, but being conscious of the work that's being performed and that we are invading people's privacy. So we're not just performing work in the right of way.
That is a difference. Thank you so much.
All right. Alderman Salgado.
Thank you, Chairman, for allowing me to ask a question. Jamie, just real quick, these positions that you're going to hire, are these permanent? Are these temporary, 10 years? What are we looking at potentially?
So these are planning to be permanent. However, at the end of 10 years, we'll reevaluate everything and take a look, is it something that we continue to fill them, or with the retirement, we just don't fill that position? So at the end of 10 years, we will reevaluate.
Yeah, so, so we're 800, right? And a year, last year, whatever we did, 800, 900. We're supposed to get up to 3,000. So, yeah, I think it's well needed from that perspective, knowing the fact that I have gotten 2 letters and I have not responded yet, and that's bad on me. But yeah, so I see the frustration from that standpoint. But most definitely, I just wanted to ask that if, after 10 years, if it's going to be permanent going forward from that perspective. So thank you for that.
All right, seeing no further questions, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Moving on to resolutions. Number 1 is an award of a sole source contract for generator and switchgear services to Althofer in the estimated annual amount of $100,000 based on unit pricing. It is a 1-year contract with 4 annual extension options. The funding source is the Water Fund operating budget. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 2 is an award of professional services for the 2026 water system improvements, design and inspection services to Fairgraham for an estimated budget of $2.5 million in 2026, $6.25 million for 2027 and 2028. The contract duration is through February 28, 2027, with 2 possible 1-year extension options upon mutual consent of the city and the consultant. The funding sources are the Water Replacement Improvement Account and the State Revolving Fund. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments? Alderman Salgado.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to ask a question. Do we know this one out for bid, correct? Is that, Jamie?
So we've been working with Fairgraham for as long as we've been completing lead service lines, so since 2019, so they have an established history with us. They currently perform our scheduling and all of the work scope that is with our observations, and we've been working very closely with them on our funding, seeking funding, obtaining that, and managing that funding too, as well as the reimbursements. So we work very closely with Fairgraham.
So, yeah, so just, that was my question, to see if there was any other individuals that applied for this. Engineering, design, and inspection, I believe, are the 2 things that they'll be doing. Is that correct?
Yep. So, yeah, loan management, design, project plan, making sure our project plan is good to go with that IEPA submittal, and then construction observation. And scheduling. Scheduling is a large part of what they're working on.
Cool. And then real quick, so Amtrak is the folks that are doing the lead base plumbing, and then they subcontract that out, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so Amtrak is, they were the awarded contractor for 8, 9, and 10. So, but moving forward in the next phases that we advertise, it could be a different contractor.
Oh, okay. Cool. No, I just wanted to link the pieces, because there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of work going on.
Thank you.
Ms. Hager, did you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, engineering services falls under a specific state statute called the Professional Services Selection Act that allows or requires us to use a qualifications-based selection services for engineers, architects, and attorneys. And also, factors heavily in the previous experience that we have with a firm like Fairgraham as part of that process.
Yes.
If I may ask a question. So do we internally have a list of approved engineering firms that have gone through the list? Is that what you're pretty much saying?
Yes.
And then out of that list is how you guys make that determination?
Correct.
Okay, cool, awesome, thank you.
All right, thank you. And I take it this item, as well as the previous item and the 3 vehicles below, are all part of the diligence and ramp-up that you're trying to do to get in front of this federal law. And I'm hopeful that that law changes between now and then, but I do appreciate, like I said, the diligence you're working on trying to keep up with the law as it stands right now.
Yep.
All right, seeing no further questions, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 3 is award of RFP for water main capacity, fire hydrant flow testing and assessment to M.E. Simpson in the estimated amount of $73,000. The contract is through December 31, 2026 with 4 annual extension options. The funding sources are the fire and water department operating budgets. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 4 is award of joint purchase contract for 2026 light-duty citywide vehicles to Enterprise Fleet Management in amount of $117,729. It's a 4-year contract for 1 vehicle and 60 months for 2 vehicles. The funding source is the Water Division capital lease budget. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 5 is award of bid for sidewalk and ADA repair package to TCI contract amount of $112,894.75. The contract is through May 15th, 2026. The funding source is the 1% infrastructure sales tax. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 6 is award of bid for citywide pavement preservation and microsurfacing to AC Pavement Striping in the amount of $490,809.90. The contract duration is through October 2nd, 2026. The funding source are MFT funds. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 7 is award of bid for citywide pavement rejuvenation 2026 to Connect Corrective Asphalt Materials in the amount of $342,026.96. The contract duration is through July 31, 2026, and the funding source is also the MFT funds. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 8 is award of bid for citywide bridge preservation to M&M Concrete in the amount of $59,940.85. The contract is through July 31, 2026. The funding source is also the motor fuel tax funds. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 9 is an award of design engineering agreement for the Beverly Park floodplain reconnection to H.R. Green in an amount not to exceed $105,936. The contract is through July of 2027. The funding source is the CIP General Fund. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 10 is an approval and acceptance of the ILET SB fiscal year 2026 camera grant award in the amount of $262,464. This grant does not require a cost match. The grant term is from July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2030. The grant award, if accepted, will be used to cover the fiscal year 26 costs related to licensing fees and device storage costs of the current Axon body-worn cameras. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 11 is award of non-competitive contract for police vehicles to Rockford in the amount of $1,582,589. This is a one-time purchase for 37 vehicles. The funding sources are capital lease funds and the police department operating budget. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments for staff? Alderman Thunberg.
Thank you, Chairman. I would just like to say thank you to the individuals who are looking into this and the fact that I see that the investigators have a little bit smaller and more budget-friendly vehicle than the regular police cruisers. So thank you for the work on that.
All right. Duly noted. Any further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 12 is the award of sole source contract for fire apparatus and ambulance supplies to McQueen Equipment, an estimated annual amount of $120,000. The contract duration is through December 31, 2026 with 4 annual extension options. The funding source is the fire department operating budget. Is there a motion to approve? Are there any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 13 is an award of a sole source contract for fire apparatus supplies and service repair to JX Truck Center in an estimated annual amount of $100,000 based on unit pricing. The contract is through December 31, 2026, with 4 annual extension options. The funding source is the fire department operating budget. Is there a motion to approve? Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Item 14 is a resolution authorizing the Central Services Manager to execute an extension of the electrical municipal aggregation supply contract. Is there a motion to approve the resolution? Any questions or comments for staff? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by aye. Aye. Opposed? Matter passes. Is there a motion to adjourn? Alderman Beechams.
Be recorded as a no on Committee Report 3. I was kind of remembering the vote was only 1 against. I'm opposed to that.
Are you saying that you said no? Because I thought I only heard one.
Recorded as a no on that Committee Report number 3.
I don't know. I don't know what the initial vote was. Are you asking to change it, or are you saying that you said no?
I was recorded as an aye, but it was really a no.
I'll defer to legal whether that's possible now or not. Correct.
I think we can go back and change it without approval of council.
Sorry?
I don't think we can go back and change it without council approval.
This is a committee report, but yeah. I guess Alderman Beach, perhaps next week when it comes to, I don't know if it's possible to change your vote.
Let's leave it alone. We'll take care of it.
Take care of next week.
Next week, yeah.
Okay. All right. So is there another motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right. All those in favor of adjourning indicate by aye.
Aye.
This means adjourn.